If your dog becomes overweight or obese, he may be at risk for some serious health threats. Joining us with tips is Jim Helms. He's the owner of Jim Helms Dog Pals in Southampton, and he joins us with Frigo. Frigo's not available for adoption.
No, I'm just watching him for a week.
He is so adorable, so cute. Now, we're talking about overweight dogs, and this is an important topic because we want our dogs to be healthy, and if they're overweight, of course, that can lead to serious health problems. So the first thing is, how do you know if your dog is overweight?
Well, one of the easiest way I tell people to do it is actually feel your dog's ribs. If you can feel their ribs without actually pushing in, they're probably at a good weight. But there's some other scales out there that you can actually look. There's the Purina body scale, and there's the Hills body fat index. So it actually shows you pictures, and it'll give you information, and you can actually check that out too.
So you can look that up online and see ways to check and see. I mean, and of course, you can always bring them to, well, you should be bringing them to the vet annually to get them checked out as well. Now, what should their weight be? How do you know if they're at the right weight for their breed?
What we tell people is, because there's so many mixed breeds out there, I mean, yeah, you can go to your vet and he'll say, okay, maybe they should be between 50 and 65 pounds. That's a big difference when it comes down to a dog. So again, feeling their ribs, going to the fat index scale, it'll actually tell you what your dog should weigh based on the pictures and going through the scale and what they weigh now. So it is really hard to know what actually the number should be.
Now, we know as humans, you know, what we need to avoid eating to gain weight so that we don't gain weight, that we should exercise. But why would a dog be overweight?
One of the biggest reasons is we don't exercise enough, and then we give them too many treats. Now, I have no problem with giving whole foods, I mean, but we don't want to be feeding them chips. I don't know, maybe they like those kale chips, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, we should see if Frigo likes it.
And the other hard part that people don't understand, if you buy your dog food, it can range anywhere from about 250 calories in a cup of dog food all the way up to over 550 calories a cup. So just reading the calorie count on your dog food can give you an indication.
Now, we would think as humans, we're not, you know, at the weight we want to be at, we'll go on a diet. Yep. Should you do that with your dog?
Not necessarily. I mean, again, it's not really even good for humans to go on diets. They say, hey, let's have a dietary change, but we really don't want diets. So looking at their dog food, maybe I just need to decrease the amount that I feed or change to a lower calorie food.
Right.
It makes that huge difference. And a lot of people, if you go and look at even a weight control product, and I was actually looking at them last night in a pet store, same brand, the weight control actually had more calories per cup than the maintenance dog food.
So we need to do our research.
You need to do your research.
We need to know what are we feeding our dog, the calories that are in it, and don't put them on a diet, but make smarter choices for them.
Again, giving them some more exercise will help a lot too. I mean, it'll help me too.
Yeah, exactly. It helps you as humans as well as your dog.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of dogs, they seem to always be hungry. They're always wanting a treat. They're always begging for food. Why is that?
Well, one, they're scavengers, and they just get used to going around looking for food, and sometimes they are hungry. Just like us, we like to snack. So what we tell people, go ahead and give them snack, but make sure they're lower calories. Don't give them a lot of sugary or fatty treats that you can get from the store. I mean, give them a piece of meat. Go to your deli department and get some meat. That's going to be a better treat. Carrots, green beans, those can be very low calorie treats that can actually fill your dog up as well, and they're not going to make them fat.
And you can share them with your dog. I mean, not, you know, you just have your own plate, but you can buy them and then you can have some too, which is good. Now, you mentioned increasing a dog's exercise. Treadmills, you know, they can't just run on a treadmill. What are some ways that you can make them more active?
The hardest part that people don't understand, you can't just put them in your backyard. You can't take them just for a walk. They need to be able to get their heart rate up, and the only way for them to do that is literally to get out there and run. Play in the water, do some swimming. I mean, biking with your dog. You can actually teach your dog to bike with you, and so it'll actually give them some exercise. And you can see right now he wants to exercise.
So it's not just open the door, let them out, let them run around. You want to get them to a point where they're going to need to take a nap, lay down, and rest.
And it's really nice with a puppy like this when you tire him out and he takes a nap.
Yes, it gives you a break, exactly. Now, the last thing we want to talk about is, obviously, the vet is a wonderful resource. We can't forget about that.
Yep. No, you always want to check with your vet, and they're going to have a good indication of what weight range they should be in. And again, it's just a range. Your dog may actually need to weigh more or less. So, and if they're certain types of diseases can actually make your dog overweight as well. So you always want to check with your vet when you need to make a change with your dog.
And if people want more information about pet nutrition, you're offering a free class coming up in May. Tell us about that.
Correct. It's actually going to be how to read dog food labels. It's going to talk about different types of foods that you can give. We will talk about raw feeding, canned dog food, whole foods, the dry dog foods. It will give the pros and cons, and you kind of learn. And it's a free class, so it's actually at the Valley Market in Northampton.
River Valley Market. That's wonderful that you offer that. That's great. Our dogs are our children, so we got to take care of them. Thanks so much, Jim, for being here. Up next on Mass Appeal.